Hello everyone, this is going to be a remix type of video and or bloopers and or fix for Bob's birthday celebration with William Shatner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it off. We're going to go to the screen view. I lost the original file. I didn't lose it, but I deleted it, so that means it's going to be way harder to fix it. So what I thought about doing is I'm sort of kind of going to be fixing this manually the old-fashioned hard way, but I'm going to add in some other things to make it interesting. It's not going to be like the old video, but it's still going to be funny. I'm going to include some of the bloopers from the old one. I wished I had the old one because it would have been easier to fix that way, but so here we go.
Bob's favorite courses in Cahokia High School, American history. His most favorite teacher was Don Balzano, a.k.a. Papa Smurf. I don't know if they call him Papa Smurf when he went to his class, but that's what everybody else called him. That was the old nickname. September 10, 1991, fourth period. Yep. Homework, 100-word essay for Mr. Don Balzano. And I saw a lot of good green marks here. Very good. 95, write more, -5. Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be what? Oh, we gotta read it and find out. Because I don't know if people can read this, but I am an explorer of space. Space is the area of exploration that I would like to do. Space, the final frontier, the endless and most interesting. I would like to search other planets, other solar systems, and galaxies. To find other forms of life. If there's intelligent life forms out there. I gotta switch back to this. I gotta zoom back up. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying here. Yeah, bro, you wanna see the tears in my eyes? I gotta check this out. Let me go back. Going back. Laughing so hard I got tears in my eyes. Look at those tears, Bert. Anyway, yeah. Let me go back to this again now. So let's see. Bob, the secret commander of all the hidden jokes. Now, it really plagues my mind to wonder if Mr. Balzano figured out what it was. Bert, you know what this is, right? This was a joke on Mr. Balzano. Now, this is the question that I have for you, Bert. How many other students in the class got the joke of this little essay? I am an explorer of space. And let me guess, Bert, you are from Captain Kirk from the Starship Enterprise on its mission. Its mission to search in space, the final frontier. I would like to search after planets, solar systems, and other galaxies. To find other forms of life, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Star Trek. That is the question that I have for you, Bert. Did Mr. Balzano catch you with the Star Trek? Bob, that is the most original thing, and he gave you a 95 for giving an essay on the intro documentary, whatever commentary of Captain T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise in the first Star Trek episodes. Well, I would imagine that other Trekkies, if they're watching this on YouTube, they probably get it. But I'm telling you, Bert, this was good. You are the man. See, this is why YouTubers, this is why they call Bert the Joker. Or this is why Bob called himself the Joker. Well, let me see how many minutes we have. And I'm going to go back to it now because... so yeah, we're only 4 minutes in? Okay, so we got time. Bert, the master of deception. Deceiving the teacher like that. And either he gave into it, or he was completely unaware of Star Trek. Or yeah, maybe he just didn't, he wasn't a Star Trek fan. But anyway, going on to the next picture, guys. Yeah, we're going to go on to the next picture, you know what I mean, Vern? Oh yeah, there we go back. Let me check. That was a good one. That still makes me laugh. Well, that's what I was trying to explain to the YouTubers and everybody on Google that's watching this. I have a weird sense of humor. Other people can't even find this funny, but then again, I laugh when I watch Leverage, and I laugh when I watch another show. I forget what it is, but anyway. So now we're going on to the next one. Let's see. Very interesting, Robert. I have an excellent article on the cherry.
The problem is that... Whoa. Yeah, this is the one, but I'm going to have to edit this anyway because I'm going to have to edit it anyway because, that way I can get the sound right on that video. So yeah, I'll have to splice them together per se. Anyway, so I think that's just going to end this video. That means it's going to be a little bit long, but, yeah. So, maybe, yeah. Alright, well, that's going to be the end of this part. And probably by a minute or so, which is bad. So we're starting out with, what Corey Shaughnessy would call Bun Day, because the bunny has invaded the picture and is appearing behind my mom. Dad's to the right, probably had a couple of beers, so he's feeling good. He's enjoying his nice little beer buzz, and that's in our current house, although the house looks different now. Next picture, Robert in Costa Rica, enjoying a much-needed and well-earned vacation reward, and he's sporting his Nike Air Jordans, brand new jeans, sweater with the hood, and he's got the cap going on. Quality of this picture is not so good because it was a cheap camera, and cameras weren't really that good back then, or at least not the cheap ones. This is Bob's, or what he used to like to call himself, is Bert. This was one of his most memorable classes, 4th period American history. And he had a special folder there, and that's the front of his folder. This is September 10, 1991, 4th period, homework 100-word essay. He got a grade of very good, 95, except that he -5 because Mr. Balzano, aka Papa Smurf, wanted him to write more. And it says here, I am an explorer of space. Space is the area of exploration that I would like to do. Space, the final frontier, the endless and most interesting. I would like to search other planets, other solar systems, and galaxies to find other forms of life. If there is intelligent life forms out there, it is well worth exploring. This is otherwise known as the intro to the very first series that came around in the 1970s or 80s, 70s, somewhere around there. The first series of episodes, series of something that many people know on the internet, the older people, as Star Trek. This wasn't Star Trek Next Generation, this was the very first series with Captain James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner. But the series, the episode, it starts out with space, the final frontier, and its ongoing mission to find life forms and all that, and its ongoing journey to find blah 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 to boldly go where no man has gone before. But yeah, this is basically Bert cheated Mr. Balzano. He gave him a very similar version of the intro to Star Trek, and he pulled it off, and he got a 95 for it. Well, this doesn't make me laugh like it did before, but still, it's funny nonetheless. It was a lot funnier to me in the first video. Another memorable assignment. September 5th, 1991, quiz essay. If I could be any Indian, I would choose to be Cherokee Indian. The reason I choose the Cherokee Indian is because my grandmother on my mother's side was a full-blooded Cherokee Indian. I would like to learn more about their way of life, their beliefs, traditions, and the way they farmed. Very interesting. I have an excellent article on the Cherokee for you. This is the timeline. Activity timeline. 9/4/91, September 4th, 1991. In the 1760s, the Greeks fled to Florida. 1818, Seminoles accused of harboring runaway slaves and murdering white settlers in Georgia. 1819, official persuaded Seminoles to settle on reservations. 1825, the Indian removal that treaty was proposed and the war was on. October 1837, Osceola seized and put in prison. December 1837, Colonel Zachary Taylor defeated the Seminoles at Lake Okeechobee. 1842, a scorched earth policy of burning crops and towns finally caused most of the Seminoles to give up. So that's some interesting history of way back when and how it relates to Florida. August 28, 1991, crime in the 19th century. I think that the law was doing the right thing back in the days. The best way to stop a criminal is to execute them on the spot. Doing so, there will be more land for working people to live and less money wasted on prisons. In the 20th century, the criminal has too many rights. But most likely, some criminals do the same crimes again. Activity number 4 on social issue. One social issue is the AIDS epidemic we have today. This was back in August 28, 1991. The AIDS virus is very easily spread. That is what makes it such a big issue. People catch the disease so easily that they don't know that they had it until it was too late. By the time they find out they have it, they have already infected someone else. If it were up to me to find a possible cure, I would set up a large area for AIDS-infected people to stay, and those people would not be able to leave. If they try to leave, they will be executed on the spot. That would be my solution. Another social issue is drugs. Drugs affect everyone, parents, children, and the unborn. One way to stop drugs is at the root, or the big men. All drug lords and their little men who sell on street corners should be, and that's where the first page ends. I don't have the second one, so we're moving on to the next one. And we did that one, so we're going to move on to this one. I guess this is one of Bob's friends from a long time ago. I believe this is Ricky from across the street. I don't remember his last name, but that was a long time ago. Let's see. Next picture, all the way to the left, Mom, me to the right of that. The next one to the right, and the next one to the right of me is Grandpa with a large clear glass pouring some wine, Manischewitz grape wine, and it looks like we're celebrating Christmas because we've got the Christmas tree up there in the background. Very bad quality, the picture is falling apart, but I wanted to save it anyway because it's a good picture, and it's one of the only pictures that I know of with this roundish egg, well, almost like an egg-shaped wooden table. And this is Bob off to the right, wearing a striped shirt, purple and white. Next picture is probably in Cuba, I would imagine. A picture taken a long time ago. Maybe somewhere probably in the 1960s, maybe. So this is Cuba. I already counted them before. It's about 29 people, including the one with this. They only got his leg, his or her leg, and that's my grandfather, my grandmother, and I don't know who the rest of the people are. But there's, and it's amazing to see how they fit 29 people in that little small room, all in one photo. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Tony Venezuela, our neighbor, only stayed in the area around here for about a year, then moved away. One of Bob's friends. This is Mom to the right, Bob in the middle there, sticking his head out barely. Me to the left, pretending to be Arnold Schwarzenegger again. The thing that I mentioned this before in the last one, but even though this is an old picture, not very good technology, probably not really a good camera, but for some reason the camera did pretty good on the water quality. You could actually see the reflections and the shadows there, like her shadow, my shadow, and the ripples and waves in detail, in better detail than the rest of the picture. This is what interests me about this photo. It didn't get the sun good. It didn't get anything pretty much good, except maybe the background here, the concrete, seems to be in better detail than the rest of the picture. So for some reason, the the technology and the cameras back in those days, they were very good at capturing certain elements of landscape, but not the other elements very well. So that's something that I noticed about this picture. Next picture is me to the right, Bobby to the left. I'm in the blue, he's in the black. This is at our we were at our grandfather's apartment. He was at an apartment for about 1 or 2 years, but it didn't work out. So he ended up moving in with Osvaldo, and he passed away when he was living with Uncle Osvaldo. But I could tell because I remember the table and the way that he had his shoes placed in the chair, and he's got the picture of his daughter there, and he's got that little TV sitting on the table there. Next picture. This is at Disney in Florida. You can tell because of the building in the background between these two palm trees, and you can tell by the architecture on the glass of the building. The dark shaded areas that are in triangles, those are all windows, and the white outline is some type of material, I forget. But yeah, that's just one of those buildings that were unique at Disney that you can if you were there one time at Disney once, then you would know which buildings are at Disney because they have a unique architecture. And you can tell because of they got that line going. A lot of people in the lines for these rides, at least on this day. And there's me to the right, pretending to be Arnold Schwarzenegger again. Mom in the middle, Dad to the left. Next picture. This is probably Thanksgiving, I would guess. And it's interesting, as I stated before, going to state it again, that you can tell how the bottling designs have changed for Coca-Cola over the years. Definitely a big difference between the way they have it now and the way it was back then. And we got the cider, the apple cider, the turkey. Bob's to the left. Looks like he's spitting food out. He probably had something to eat already, and he's spitting whatever he doesn't want to chew up out. And Mom in the green shirt, Grandpa cutting the turkey. Me to the right of Grandpa. And that's Bob at Uncle Osvaldo's house in Miami. Mom to the left. He's wearing a black shirt. Looks like he's eating some food. I'm guessing this is him. It could be somebody else. There's another guy that looks a little bit like him. Got a lot of food going on there. This is Bob to the right, me to the left. Can't really see me. Hard to see him, but you can tell it's him with his eyes and the way he has straighter hair. I had curly hair. I still have curly hair. So next one, Grandpa to the left, Mom to the right of him. Me to the right of Mom. Next one over is Bob. And looks like it might be Thanksgiving, I guess. Apple cider, Manischewitz wine, I think. Turkey. Uncle Sebastian, Hilda, and unknown person, probably the husband of Hilda. This was in Miami. Uncle Osvaldo's house, it looks like. Next picture. Moving on to the next one. Moving on. Know what I mean, Vern? And so, down here, Robert to the right, you can barely, there's not much picture left down here, so that's him though. Dad in the middle, me to the left. Mom up here to the right. Aunt Elsa. To the left of her is Uncle Osvaldo. To the left of him is my cousin Barbara. Next picture, that was in Miami, in their house, Osvaldo's house. There's Bob at the bottom in the light blue shirt, playing with his pillow, looking at Mom. He's got a crew cut looking haircut. Me to the top, just saying, yeah, okay, Mom, I'm here. Let me know when you're done taking the picture. Me in the black and the white shirt. This is me to the right, Bobby to the left, Mom in the middle. Trailer park, either in Fort Lauderdale or Pahokee, down in Canal Point. Trailer park. So, to the left is the Dodge Dart with the original paint job that it had, the original black top. To the right is the old Mercedes-Benz. And this is our house where I'm living right now. The house looks different now. Back then the patio was not enclosed. So it's not enclosed right here, but now we have it enclosed. So, and if you look in the back to the left, you can see the landscape, the horizons up here. It shouldn't be here because in a normal landscape, you know, the ground would be flat. But this is raised up because that's the the dike that goes around Lake Okeechobee to keep the water from coming out and flooding everything. This is me to the right, Bobby to the left. My father's taking the picture. I'm a little frustrated, so I'm flapping my arms around, moving him so he can get a picture, so he can see the TV. And back then, this is when cable, like Comcast and whatever and all that stuff first came out. So my dad was real excited because we had the biggest TV that money can buy back then, just about, I guess. And we had cable hooked up to it right there. You can see the cable. And so we can watch HBO and all that fun stuff. This was in the trailer park, either in Fort Lauderdale or down in Pahokee, in the trailer. Next picture, trailer, Fort Lauderdale or Pahokee, me to the right. No, wait, me to the left, Bob to the right. It's hard to tell because we both got our mouths closed, but my eyes are a little bit different from his, and my hair's a little bit lighter and more curly. His isn't. His is darker. So that's how I can tell. Mom in the middle, Christmas tree in the back there, big Christmas tree. Some of our toys over here to the left. Grandpa to the right, Bobby next to him, Mom in the back, me to the left, with a Suzuki shirt. I don't know what his says, but it looks like a car. Not sure what kind. I don't know where this is. This could be around Lake Worth when we were getting ready to go into the beach. But they have this street, and you park, and then you have to go up a hill, an elevated hill, and then you have to walk through another parking lot. So this is about 500 feet away from the actual beach. And in the back is a man-made, I think, or a waterway that goes from the beach inland, I think, somewhere. Inland, I think. It's been a while since I've been to Lake Worth, so I can't remember, but yeah, I don't think that's a man-made pond. I'm pretty sure that's a waterway. Next one. I'm guessing, I don't know what this could be. Maybe Bob could answer this. I'm guessing it's an exhibit from Disney. Maybe the one that's called The World of Tomorrow or Tomorrow World. I think they closed it, so the only way that they had it open for a long time, but I heard that they closed this one. But you basically get into a seat and it moves around inside, then you go outside, then you go back inside, and it lasts for a long time, and it goes slow because they have different exhibits of how science has advanced from 19 blah 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 to present, future, present. But I guess they closed it down because they ran out of room. They couldn't really put none of the new technology from year to year. They didn't have no room. It was all used up, so that's probably why it got closed down. That's my guess, but it's all speculation at this point. So this is another exhibit, I think, from Disney. As you're going around, somebody, probably my father, took a snapshot. But this is a well, it could be like more than one thing all in one, according to a movie called The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think this is Captain Nemo or something like that. A Disney character, I think, that was created by Disney. But I guess it somehow got into that movie with Sean Connery. And we picked these up in Costa Rica in a store because we thought that these were postcards of Costa Rica, but in fact, it's Brazil. I did find this postcard interesting because of the architecture of this building, and then they got the cross here, and they got some kind of weird structure with a little man-made little pond right in front of it. It's got the glass windows and some kind of thing here. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. I found that interesting. Next picture. This reminds me of Google for some reason. I remember seeing some photos that somebody posted of the Google headquarters, and it looked a little bit like this, the architecture, because like you see most of these the sides of the building is made mostly out of glass, the doors and the windows, and then I like how they have that stair. It doesn't look like they have a railing. It's just a big wide stairway going from the second floor to the first floor. Then you can see like a bus right here, and some kind of maybe like a, I don't know, some kind of wall or structure here. And then they have a man-made pond made out of concrete. And then they surrounded it with grass, and they have different kind of plants spaced out going around the building. It's kind of interesting. And that is the last, this signifies the last picture. We started with Bunday, so we're going to end with Bunday, because the bunny has struck again, and this time my mom was the victim, and I guess I was the culprit, because that's me to the right, mom to the left, in our current house. And this cabinet was in excellent shape back then. It's deteriorated, and it looks awful now, the paint job and everything. It still has all the glass for the windows intact. It's a pretty nice cabinet. So, and that's it for Bob's Part 3 celebration with William Shatner, using William Shatner's intro to Star Trek to get a 95. And that's going to be the end of this video. If you like what you've seen, I would like to ask the viewers, give the video some likes, put some comments below, subscribe, all that fun stuff.